I was 22 when I woke up and discovered that I had helped bust a 40-year gypsy crime ring in San Diego. Now, I'm going to preface this story that there are some people in my life that have shown up and have had the gift and the healing powers to help people soothe during a time of grieving and worry, but that's not what this story is about. So I was 22, and I had my entire life in front of me. I was this young adult that was about to embark on my freedom, and I was excited, and I was terrified, and I was really heartbroken because Bill had broken up with me, and I didn't understand why, and I didn't know where he was, and I was really upset. And then that little voice inside me said, "Girl, it's okay. You're gonna be just fine." But as a 22-year-old, what do? I ignore that voice, and I go and find myself a psychic, right? And she's gonna help me get Bill back. So I find Sonia in an ad in the back of the Reader newspaper. And when I get there, I walk into her dimly lit parlor, and it smells like stale incense and fresh desperation. And she looks at me with her piercing brown eyes, and I could see she could see into my soul. And she knew right away what to do, and she lays out the cards, and she draws my love card, my financial card, and then my, "You have a curse." "What?" "Oh, yeah, you have a curse." "Oh, yeah, for like a couple hundred years, you and your entire family, and you will never have love or success again until this curse removes." I'm like, "My God, what do we do?" And she's like, "I know what to do." And she instructs me to come back in 3 days with a brown paper bag stuffed with $600 and an egg. An egg? And yeah, I stuck on the egg, not the money. So I come back like a good, stupid dog, and I bring her my Ralph's grocery bag. I've got the money and the egg in there, and she says, "Now shut your eyes and sit in the wickedness of your family." And I'm like, "Oh my God," and I could hear her doing stuff, but all I could think about was like, what did I do to get this hex? I mean, did I abandon a dying, war-wounded buddy in the trenches? Did I tell the French that they could eat cake? What did I do? And she goes, "Open your eyes." And I open my eyes, and it is the most terrifying thing I have ever seen. The egg is now cracked, and there is blood in the yolk. Oh my God! And she's like, "That is your curse. That is your curse of your whole family." And I'm like, "Well, what do we do?" And she goes, "I shall bury it, because everything in that bag is now cursed. Even the money?" "Yes, of course the money's cursed." "I will bury that bag under a tree by a healing river, and you will be healed." And I'm like, "Thank you so much." And then I proceed to book her another appointment because now we can get back to business and I'm going to get Bill back. So I come back a week later, feeling kind of lighter, like, I kind of feel a little less cursy. And we have our session, but when I walk in, she is dressed to the nines. She looks amazing. And we have our session, and then I'm driving home, and I'm kind of like, that didn't feel right. And then that little voice inside me starts speaking a little louder. It says, "Yeah, she looked really good. Isn't Nordstrom having its half-yearly sale?" And she just had $600 plunked into her lap. And I'm like, "Oh my God." And didn't you hear her rustle and crack an egg? Oh my God! I've been conned? Oh my God. Oh my God, I've been conned. How'd that happen? How could I get I'm an educated woman. How did that happen? Oh my God. So I get home and I call her. And I go, "Why did you do that? How did you do that to me?" "What? No, that is healing that my family does." I'm like, "You know what? You're going to tell me all about your family healing. You're going to meet me at the office tomorrow, and you're going to tell me about this because I want to learn." So she meets me. I work at that newspaper that her ad was in. And I lead her to a conference room, and I ask her these questions about her healing powers. I learned that she's been doing it for generations, and I have a tape recorder going on in my pocket. And she's telling me everything. And as I look in her eyes, I could see she wasn't really proud of what she was doing, that she actually was trapped in this family business, and she couldn't find the key to get out. And when she looked at me, she saw I had all this freedom and hope in front of me, but that wasn't really in her cards. And that's why she could do that. That's how she did that over and over and over again. And so when she left, I took that tape and I took it to the reporters and I took it to the police, and the San Diego police were able to use that to actually bust that family and put them in jail. Thank you. It has taken me literally decades to tell this story because it is so humiliating and embarrassing, right? It is so embarrassing. However, if it hadn't happened, I wouldn't have woken up, right? I would have stayed naive and gullible. And what I have learned is that one, I don't need a guide to take care of me. So whatever, Bill. Two, if anything ever happens to me and it's an injustice, I learned early that I can fight for myself and turn things around. So that was good. And three, I'm never gonna go wrong when I listen to that higher self in me. I've tested it over and over since this party, and I have learned that it's always led me to the right direction. So I actually have to thank that little trick, which is called BUJO. And it's used on victims all the time. It's happening today. So I tell this story because don't fall for it. People have lost hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars. So I did pretty good getting out at 700, and I did get my money back. So the irony is that 15 years later, I got a phone call out of nowhere. I'm now living in San Diego or Seattle, and it was Bill. And he was calling to profusely apologize for breaking up with me without any reason at all. And I forgave him. Felt a little redemption, but I forgave him because you know what? He just wasn't in my cards. Thank you.